On December 9, 2025, 6 Kenyan human rights activists gathered outside the Tanzanian High Commission in Nairobi's Muthaiga area to deliver a petition demanding accountability for mass killings and enforced disappearances in Tanzania following the October general elections. The group, which included Fredrick, Ojiro, the Rapid Response Officer for Focal Africa, Julius Kamau, Vincent Mboya, Lichuma, Shem and Geoffrey Mboya, staged a sit-in protest. Kenyan police arrived shortly after midday and arrested the activists, detaining them without immediate charges. The Kenyan Human Rights Commission condemned the arrest as an infringement on the right to peaceful assembly. Fredrick Ojiro serves as Focal Africa's Rapid Response Officer, focusing on human rights advocacy in East Africa. Julius Kamau is known for his work in community organizing. Vincent Mboya and Geoffrey Mboya are involved in youth rights initiatives. Lichuma and Shem contribute to legal aid for marginalized groups. These individuals have histories of participating in regional solidarity actions. The protest was organized in solidarity with Tanzanians, marking the 64th Independence Day while calling for justice over election-related violence. The petition highlighted allegations of over 1,000 deaths and numerous disappearances during post-election crackdowns. In Tanzania, the October elections led to widespread violence, with security forces accused of using excessive force against protesters. The United Nations estimates hundreds were killed, while opposition parties report figures exceeding 2,000, and forced disappearances have also been documented, with the families unable to locate relatives detained during the unrest.
Immediate resignation and departure from office of Samia Suluhu Hassan to pave way for a transitional administration that works to restore citizen voice. We demand the release of all detainees, dropping of politically motivated charges, and guarantee of access to legal representation.
On Independence Day, Tanzanian authorities deployed police and military personnel across major cities to prevent planned demonstrations. In Dar es Salaam, patrols conducted identity checks on main streets and official celebrations were cancelled. Similar measures were reported in Zanzibar and Arusha. Despite the heavy security presence, small-scale protests occurred in isolated areas. In Dar es Salaam, groups of youth attempted gathering but were dispersed quickly.
Sisi kama sisi, sisi kama sisi. Mamake, vibe kama lote. Hatufai, hatufai. Mamake, sisi ndo wananchi. Ndo wenye nchi. Hatufai. Akaongoze kwa Zanzibar.
Zanzibar ishakataa muungano bado mnalazimisha. Mrudi kwenu. Ushawachoka. Nataka nchi yetu.
Reports from Zanzibar indicate brief sit-ins calling for investigations into the deaths.
We remind the authorities of their obligation to ensure the right to freedom of expression, association, and peaceful assembly. We urge the government to instruct the security forces to plan and implement their operations in a manner that allows Tanzanians to fully exercise their fundamental rights. We remind the security forces that they must refrain from using force to disperse non-violent assemblies and make every effort to de-escalate tensions.
In Arusha, scattered demonstrations focused on disappearances were met with arrests. Human Rights Watch has called for independent investigations into the violence. The UN Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights urged transparency regarding the killings and disappearances.
For nearly 250 days, my personal friend Tundu Lissu has endured solitary confinement, possibly facing a death sentence simply for demanding free and fair elections. But this is not just about one individual fate. This is the textbook example of how an authoritarian regime weaponizes the law to eliminate its opponents. On election day and the hours that followed, the regime showed its true colors when the internet was shut down, when protesters were beaten, shot, abducted and jailed. Madam Commissioner, I call on the European Commission and I call on the European External Action Service not to slip back into business as usual. I will spare you the diplomatic language used in recent statements, but the tone was certainly not as clear as it should have been.
Kenyan groups, including the KHRC, demand the release of the arrested activists. The events highlight ongoing regional concerns over electoral integrity and human rights.
And we are also calling on all Africans across Africa and global citizens to do the same and visit the Tanzanian embassies worldwide in order to put pressure on the Tanzanian government.
Wanaishi kama digidigi. Baada ya kuona hilo, Watanzania kwa pamoja tukaona tushirikiane, tuungane, hatumtaki Rais Samia.
Developments continue to unfold as international observers monitor the situation. The events highlight ongoing regional concerns over electoral integrity and human rights. Developments continue to unfold as international observers monitor the situation. For Maisha TV, I'm William Juma.